Today's show is sponsored by Dr. Dre's Beats
Farm. Making the best beats you'll ever taste. Hello, friends! Welcome to User Friendly, the tech show where we talk about our favorite stuff on the internet, all things geek.
And our favorite stuff
And
on
our
the
favorite
web.
stuff on the web, since I can't remember the last one. I'm your co-host, Erfon Elijah. I also do the Cult Cast if you're coming to us from there. Hello, this is my friend Roberto.
Roberto Hoyos here from Throwboy.com and also co-host the UF show.
I like calling it UF.
We call that in our private lives, we call it UF.
I pretty much always call it UF because it reminds me of UHF.
Yes.
One of the best movies.
Twinkie Wiener Sandwiches.
I don't remember that at all. It's probably been 10 years since I've seen that movie. I just remember it was funny.
It's on Netflix.
Is
Go
it?
watch it.
Oh, okay,
Weird Al
cool.
Yankovic.
So, got a good show for you guys planned. I'm sorry that I'm kind of half in the shade, I think. I can't really tell. Because there's a window right over here. All the light shining directly on Roberto. So this is like twins, and I'm Danny DeVito. And
Yeah.
You're Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You can do a better Arnold than I can.
Yeah, I can for sure. Maybe we need to switch places. Anyway, welcome to User Friendly. What episode is this?
Episode 43?
Oh my gosh.
44, I think. Hold on.
I think it might be 45.
Loading.
Loading.
43.
Wow. Doesn't it feel like we've been doing this for almost a year?
No. It's starting to feel more like we know how to maneuver it, I think, a little bit better. But still, at the beginning and end of it, every show, we're still sort of...
You can tell the beginnings of some show. You know what's funny? When we used to watch Dignation and Kevin Rose would always screw up the intro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does he screw up the intro, dude? He does it every week. And
Yeah.
now I know. It's weird when you're looking into the camera. It's like... Because you're watching this, it feels like I'm talking to you, right? But like I'm looking at a camera,
Yeah.
and it can throw you off because you're not actually talking to a person.
It looks like a big Johnny Five eye.
Yeah, right. Well, what I need to do is get those Sarah Michelle Gellar eyes that I had to look at when I did that Bloomberg thing, and they had this giant camera on a tripod, and there was a set of eyes sitting right above the lens, and the guy's like, make sure you talk into the eyes, you know, because otherwise you're gonna be looking all around and it's gonna look weird.
Yeah.
And so I did the interview. And then at the end of the interview, I was like, you know what? Like, those Sarah Michelle Gellar eyes really helped me a lot. He's like, Sarah Michelle Gellar. He's like, that's who it is. And I was like, did you not know that? He's like, I had no idea who the eyes were.
How did you know that?
I could just tell from the shape of the eyes.
That's so weird.
I don't know, dude. I could tell. Like, I was like, it looks like Sarah Michelle Gellar's eyes.
I could just tell.
I mean, I'm a huge...
I had a huge folder on my desktop all through college of all her pictures.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of her movies. She's such a talented actress.
Fully torqued. I mean,
Yeah,
big
fully
fan.
torqued. Do you remember that scene from Workaholics? Where Blake was like, he's like, I jerked it to you last night. You were great.
Yeah.
She's like, I always
miss
am.
him. Yeah.
Watch Workaholics. Anyway,
I just watched that yesterday.
So good, so good. We got some beet juice here. That's why it's nice and red.
Well, thanks all for coming back to watch us. How are you today?
I'm great. I've got so many ideas bouncing around in my head. For all these different projects I'm working on.
That's good.
But
it's fun, right?
I'm doing well.
You get reinvigorated when you have a new thing to work on.
Yeah. Or when you have new ideas to make current things better and you're just like, man, we should do this and we should do that and we should do this, you know, it's like, and then
Absolutely.
finding actually the time to do it, or I should say making the time to do it. What about you?
I'm doing well. I'm also kind of in your same boat here with creative ideas coming about. Some things to announce probably soon. And I'm working on a new Throwboys site, which is coming along really, really well.
Awesome.
So that's...
Why is that on TechCrunch? Sorry to interrupt you. No wonder you were watching this.
It's become a TechCrunch show. Foundation. Kevin Rose Foundation.
You're joking.
It says TechCrunch TV.
Wow.
But maybe they just like wrap it or something like that. I don't know. It just started with that logo.
Wow, you're right. Sorry, that's actually news in and of itself because he was doing it for Google, wasn't he?
No, he was doing it for himself at the beginning.
Yeah, but then he got hired by Google Ventures.
It says Google Ventures at the beginning of this now.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're, like, syndicating the video from him or something.
I don't know.
Wow. Anyway, you were saying? Do you remember what you were saying?
That's about it.
Okay, cool. Well, we got lots to talk about. Let's jump right into it. First thing on the agenda, we want to talk about Daily Booth.
Daily Booth.
A lot of you probably don't know what that is. So why don't we start with telling them what Daily Booth is and then what happened recently.
So Daily Booth was a social network that revolved around taking a photo of yourself on a webcam. And it was kind of like take a photo of yourself every day was the initial premise of the show. And then it kind of evolved into people kind of communicating because they had these things called photo comments. So you could actually, somebody could take a picture of like, hey, you know, I'm drinking this beet juice. And then underneath it, somebody could photo comment back.
Ew.
Yeah, and take a photo of themselves or like, I'm drinking orange juice. So like people would start to converse through photo comments. And it grew into a really big community. It started in 2009. And the team got acquired by Airbnb pretty recently. So they just sent out an email yesterday that they were going to shut the doors of Daily Booth. And today is actually the day, November 14th, is when the last day that you'll be able to upload anything.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And then by the end of the year, on the 31st, the site will go down completely and all content will be gone. So, so yeah, it's been a really big part of my life. So, but that's kind of like the backstory of what it is.
And it was also a really big part of your business too, right? Because, so you're friends with John, the founder.
Yeah.
And he bought one of your pillows, right? And then you guys got to talking somehow.
Right.
And then he made you a suggested follower on Daily Booth, and you ended up getting up to like what? How many people were following you at the end? Like 60,000 something.
77,000.
77,000.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of like I guess like sort of a surface story of it. I got on Daily Booth when John bought a pillow for me because I found him through Twitter saying like, oh, I want to get an RSS pillow. Oh. And at the time, Throwboy had just started, so the companies sort of started right around the exact same time. And John tweeted that, and then I found, or I told him where to buy one. We got to talking because I think I sent it to the wrong address. But then anyway, when he posted, when I found him again, because I kind of forgot about the guy, he posted a Daily Booth photo of his new RSS pillow. And then I was like, oh, hey, what's this? I've never heard of this website. So I just ended up signing up and then realizing that it was like a really new website. So I took a photo comment and then we started to talk and everything. But I signed up really early. I signed up like the first month it was out. And
really?
Yeah, it became... Before any of the suggested user stuff or any of that, I met people on there from all over the world, and that was my first introductory like experience to meeting people around the world online. Because before that, I never did that. Never.
Well, it's a lot different doing it when you can see the person's face, too.
Yeah.
Like, just talking with somebody on Twitter, it's like you don't really get a sense of who they are.
Right, exactly. And people can, you know, on any other social network, the big difference between Daily Booth and other ones was it was authentic. Like, people would take pictures of, like, what they're doing just in a regular fashion, you know?
Right.
And with a webcam, and it was pre-apps taking off. So it wasn't just about, like, having an iPhone app and showing, like, what you're doing, like an Instagram type of experience. So, so yeah, it was just a lot different because, what do you call it? It wasn't like fake. Like you on Twitter, you can be like, oh, I'm funny, you know, and you can like just post funny tweets. On MySpace, you could be like this whole other thing, all the other persona than what you really are. And Daily Booth was the first time it felt like there was like a barrier taken down, where it was like, wow, we're like conversing and we're learning about each other and about what we do on a day-to-day basis and what we, you know, other cultures that I never had any interaction with, and it was the first time I ever met people in person because of the internet, you know, and it I don't know, it changed me. It changed me. Like, it sounds weird, but it is
weird to say. Yeah.
It was a big, profound part of my life for those 4 years that I was on it.
Oh, how interesting. I mean, because it wasn't even really started as a social network at all. It was started as a way to document daily photos of yourself, right?
Right, and it actually in its inception it was that, but at launch it had social aspects.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, but there's actually some early stuff that's still there. It probably won't be there by the time you guys see this, but on blog.dailybooth.com, there's some early stuff of how they started the site, and it's really cool. It's a lot of just like early website not prototypes, they call it mock-ups, and what do you call it, early logos and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I remember one post saying something about like it's becoming more of a, not just a log, but it's actually becoming like a social network. So but yeah, Daily Booth had its heyday for a while. I mean,
it did. It was real. I mean, it's hard to articulate how popular, or I shouldn't say how popular, how passionate its user base was. I used it for a while too. Definitely not to the extent that you did. And there were a lot of really, really passionate users.
Yeah, a lot of people would, really stay on there for hours. I was one of those people that would go on and be like, okay, I'm gonna comment for a little while, and then I'd be like 2 hours, 3 hours later, having a whole conversation in photo threads with people. Daily Booth was funded by a lot of big name venture capitalists.
And huge A-list celebrities like Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
And Demi Moore when they were still like this.
But
like over here.
Who else was there? Like Paul Graham. They were founded by Y Combinator. Gary Vaynerchuk, Kevin Rose.
Gary Vaynerchuk was an investor?
Yeah.
Funny.
They had a lot of names for that initial round, and then yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It was sad yesterday because I knew it was gonna go down, and everybody's sort of frantically either posting or downloading as much as they can download. They're offering a download feature to archive like everything, but it will lose the photo comments, and a lot of that is like where I can pinpoint when I met somebody in my life, because there's a lot of my friends now that I have like in different cities were from Daily Booth, and like we're actually friends. Like we have each other's phone numbers, we talk, we text, we Skype, like we've met in person, and I didn't do any of that. My girlfriend I met on Daily Booth.
Right, yeah.
Like
who didn't live here at the time.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, like, our friend Amanda, she lives in San Francisco now because of Daily Booth,
Yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, it was a huge thing. And yeah, in its heyday, it was like very widely used. It was talked about to be like, one of the next big networks.
Well, yeah,
right?
let me ask you this then, because I mean, this is kind of things that I wonder, like, why didn't it succeed? Like, why are we at a point now where it's being closed instead of getting, $10 million in funding?
That I don't know. I mean, because
do you have any ideas?
I mean, it fills a niche that no other site does, in my opinion. But and it still has actually relatively good traffic. It's weird because you'll hear about new or sites that I've heard of that I think we've talked about, like VU and some other sites.
There were a lot of copycat sites that popped up too right after they started being successful.
And even other sites that are like based around like video updates or whatever. And Daily Booths, like if you have a graph there where you show, I don't know what they call it, Compete, I think is that website where you can see like site traffic. Daily Booth still has pretty consistent traffic overall. So I don't know. I mean, part of it was the team, the team started to work on a different app. So instead of the resources being on Daily Booth, they wanted to make a different app, which was called Batch.
Right. And
so that was where the focus of the company went into. I guess, hoping it would be the next thing that they would be the next big thing for them, and it didn't work. And then during that whole time, the Daily Booth got neglected. So while there were still people that hung on and like some people that still used it, I think people probably didn't like it because it wasn't supported and it would be crashing and stuff like that. There would be problems with the site that they were having fun on, And then after a while, it was like, well, why should I post here,
Yeah, I guess that's true. And then the spam comments, I guess, started catching on.
Well, yeah, because that's because of neglect.
Right, because they could have easily prevented, or they could have prevented that. I don't know if it would have been easy.
Right.
That's interesting. Yeah,
that's the majority of what I know.
I honestly have no idea what happened, but it is interesting because it seemed like it was popular enough where if one person still owned it, and it wasn't this huge this huge like VC funded thing, it could have gone on, and they could have found a way to monetize it. And, had it be successful and added features and kept working on it. But I think because the VCs got involved, they expect such huge returns on their profits. And I think they got and this is public information too, like $1 million to $6 million in funding. They got a lot of money.
Yeah, but I mean,
they were probably expecting it to pay off in spades, obviously.
I think that it's sort of a like a double-edged sword because there's no way a site like Daily Booth could have run without VC funding.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's thousands of photos uploaded daily there,
Yeah.
And it's encouraged to take photos every day, and post more and more and more content.
Not to mention the comment photos.
Yeah. So
which
think about
exponentially increase that.
So think about how much bandwidth and how much storage and all that kind of stuff that, it couldn't be run by like a solitary person, or small entity like that without a ton of money, right? So I understand it. I understand why they can't leave it up. Like some people, I was talking to a friend who I know from Daily Booth, and she was like, it sucks that I wish it could be read only, and we could just be able to go and look back at all this stuff that we built for 4 years. Like this.
That would
journal,
actually be cool,
right?
yeah.
Because that's a big deal. I mean, like, even if you didn't experience it, I mean, just imagine if you would have put 4 years of your time into some archive of yourself, seeing yourself grow from, in my case, 26 to 30, but I mean, 15 to 20 or something like that,
Yeah.
That's huge, 15 to 19 or 16 to 20. I mean, that's a really big part of somebody's life. And not being able to have it sucks, but she was saying how it sucks that I can go back to like my old live journal post when I was 13 and see how stupid I was, but I can't do that with Daily Booth. And I was like, yeah, I know it's too bad, but I guess it's going to cost a lot to do that,
Yeah, right.
And they don't really want to just support it because they're not even a photo company
Why
anymore.
would they? Yeah,
it's
like
owned by
business is
Airbnb.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the team's all gone.
Right.
So it's like it kind of makes sense that they would close it so that it doesn't just turn into this cesspool of spam.
Well, it wouldn't. It would be like just.
Oh, they just froze
only.
it read only, right? Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. But yeah, someone would have to pay for the bandwidth.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess they could throw ads up there or something, but I don't know if it would be something you'd
still
want
they'd
to
have to have somebody
on, right?
who'd want to run it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to run it either. Besides, how much? I mean, once the activity ceases, the traffic's gonna plummet.
Oh yeah,
like, there's only
absolutely.
gonna be a few people who are gonna go back and look
and
at
go
it.
check it out. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. You could get Google Ads. You have like 10 visits a month.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks, dude. Yeah, I know you really invested a lot of time into it. So, and it's hard. I mean, I know how hard it is to close something that you've been working on for a long time. I mean, especially for John, the founder. I mean, having something be so successful and then end up having to be closed, I mean, would probably be really tough. In fact, it would be hard just to kind of leave it behind. It's like, oh, well, it's kind of doing well, right? Like, should we keep it going or should we just close it? That'd be a tough decision.
Right.
But anyway, cool. Well, I think you can check it out at dailybooth.com. You can't sign up for a new account.
You might be able to still see it for a little while, but I believe it's...
Check out Roberto's photos, though.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be a viewable website after today.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, the links they gave are just to download your own photos?
Right. I'm pretty sure.
Ah, yeah. Gotcha. All right, well, hasta la vista, Daily Booth.
Yeah.
I salute thee. One of the things I thought was kind of crappy, I was looking through the comments, the spam comments, and there was like the same 3 comments on every single photo that I saw. It was like, hey, make sure you go to rateme.biz or something. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like two different sites have popped up that are like, go and you can import all your Daily Booth pictures to our site. And we're going to be launching in this, this time frame. And then there's another one that's just like, the jankiest website. I mean, but the guy has good intentions, but it's like it's not a well-designed site, so it's sort of
Yeah, but neither was Daily Booth when it first started.
Yeah, but this is a lot
It's
worse. Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
That's funny.
it's just interesting that like people still want to hold on to it, but the community, in my opinion, you can't capture that again. It's just it was a time.
Yeah, there was a moment in time. But all right, cool. Well, let's move on. I want to give this some attention.
Ooh,
The camera's focused on this. So this is called Black Duty 2. I almost said that, and I don't know why. I think it should have been called that, Black Duty. What would the game be about? Pimping? And how it's not easy?
Oh, I was thinking of like duty like shit.
Dude, gross. So Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is out.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting for this game a long time. Back in November of last year, that's when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 came out, which is supposed to be this huge game that everyone was waiting for. Major disappointment.
Why?
I think for a plethora of reasons. And before I talk about this, I should probably talk about that. So Call of Duty series is huge. I mean, it's one of the biggest game titles on Xbox and PS3. And ever since Call of Duty 1, it's been popular, and they iterate each year from 2 different development companies, and each development company makes a different version of the game. So there's been this company called Infinity Ward that has made the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, and then there's another company called Treyarch that does different off titles on the off years when the Modern Warfare games aren't coming out. Mm-hmm. And they've done an assortment of titles, but then the last time they did a game, they made a game called Black Ops. And it ended up being hugely successful, I would say as much so as the Modern Warfare series. Mm-hmm. So they were building upon that with Black Ops 2.
So what's the difference? If I played Modern Warfare, what's the difference between that and Black Ops?
Well, the interesting thing is like this is kind of like Modern Warfare. It's
I don't know what Modern Warfare is like.
Okay, I'll explain that. So Modern Warfare is a first-person shooter where you get to use modern weapons and equipment to, go around killing dudes. There's a campaign that you can play, which is fun. I think that was my phone. And then there's also the multiplayer, which is what makes the game so popular. Mm-hmm. The last version of Modern Warfare 3, was popular and it sold extremely well, but for me personally, I thought it was a huge disappointment. And I know a lot of other people did too, because Infinity Ward had a major mix-up. That was the game developer, and they lost a bunch of their most talented people. And the game ended up being produced in tandem with 2 other production companies. Treyarch was one, and then I think the other one was called Sledgehammer Games. Mm-hmm. And they were all working together on this game to get it finished after this huge mix-up, and all these people left, and there was a scandal involved that I'm not going to go into because I don't understand it very well. So I think what happened is they were scrambling. They were scrambling to get this game done, right? Because it's like Halo. Mm-hmm. Like, it's that level of a game. They had to get it done because people were waiting for this to come out. Mm-hmm. So it comes out, and the more I played it, the more I was like, this game's fun, but it had a ton of bugs. There were a ton of features that didn't work, and they just never fixed. Mm-hmm. And it just felt like a very unfinished game. So this game, since that time, has had a lot of expectation behind it, and I just got it yesterday.
And what's that like? What's the difference between that and...
It's actually very similar to Modern Warfare 3, because it is Modern Warfare, but to sum it up, I think this game is what Modern Warfare 3 should have been. Mm-hmm. Like, it's Modern Warfare, it's very polished. They have a really cool social aspect in this game. Like, there's this huge theater mode that you can play, where you can watch other people's films in first person. Like, if you get beat really bad by a guy and you're like, dude, how did this guy do so well? You can go into his game that he played with you and watch from his perspective everything that happened. That's something that Modern Warfare 3 was supposed to have, and they took out of the game for some crazy reason. And they give you a bunch of like editing features in this game. So after a game is over, you can put together a really quick reel of things that happened in the game. So they're trying to turn this kind of into like a broadcasting medium. You know, like when you watch football, they have broadcasters telling you what's going on in the game. They built codcasting into this game. So you can like narrate the games and post them online. And you can go watch other people's games that you weren't even playing. So that's one huge piece. Then there's the campaign, which is the first-person player mode in this game, where you go through like the actual game of it, which I haven't even touched yet. In fact, I never even played it for Modern Warfare 3. And they built a zombie mode in, which is super fun. We played it last night. So it's a collaborative mode. You play with your friends, and you are wandering through these levels full of zombies. And the more zombies you kill, the tougher they get. Oh. And it gets to be extremely difficult because it's super fun. Actually, I was going to ask you, are you going to get this game?
I don't know.
You should get it.
I haven't played a first-person shooter in a really long time. I used to have like Halo and I think a few other ones.
Did you like Halo?
Yeah.
If you liked Halo, you would probably really like this too.
So does that have like a story? Like, who's the main guy?
I think his name is David Mason. I haven't played the story mode yet.
Okay.
So yeah, when I say campaign, that's what I mean, the story mode. So it's actually like 3 games in one, because you get the story mode, which you can play through by yourself. Then you have the multiplayer mode, which you can play with anyone online. There's a zillion variants of the multiplayer modes that you can play. And then there's the zombie mode too.
That's cool.
For $60. I know $60 is a lot for a game, but it's like, this game will give me a year of entertainment.
Yeah, that sounds cooler now that because that's always been my thing. Is like, well, I like first person shooters, but to an extent, And I want and sometimes I would want to play, like not in a crazy huge group, or we're playing like a capture the flag, like crazy amount of people, because I'm gonna be dead weight,
Yeah.
So it's just like no one's gonna want to play with me,
Well, yes and no. I mean, like, if you're bad in this game, it doesn't really matter because there's so many people that are bad in this game. I mean, it's just like...
That's true. There's probably
no one cares.
Bigger majority of people that are not as good. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they don't like you, they can leave. So everyone gets aggregated into a lobby, right? And then the game starts. All the people are waiting in that lobby. If they don't like the people they're playing with, they just leave. Yeah. And they go join a different lobby. It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. I maybe. I think John. John, do you want to get it? I think John said he wanted to get it.
Well, John texted me and said he was going to get it and asked me what my gamer tag was.
Oh, okay.
I think his was Bollocks992. And I'm not going to say what mine is because I don't want to have to get a zillion friend requests. Not that we have a zillion people watching this show.
Cocky.
No, I'm not cocky at all. I just know there's people out there that would add me, and it's like if I don't know you, I would be like, oh, well, who is this person? It might only get 10, but although I might be sending out invitations to join my clan.
So what's that mean?
So a clan is a group of players that may or may not even play together in the same games, but their kill streaks and all this stuff all count for the same point system as a group. So you can earn achievements on your own, right, playing this game, but your group can also earn achievements as a group. So if you join a clan and you get a kill, like the group might get like, there might be like 1,000 kill reward. I'm just totally making this up right now. And then once you get to that level, it'll turn on a benefit for everyone in the clan. So you'll get like double XP for like a whole weekend, or not a whole weekend, for like 4 hours. So like when you play, every time you kill a guy, you get double the points, and you may not even have earned that. Your clan earned it for you. So it's good to work in clans. And I think we have some open spots, and I've had a few people ask me. About playing together. Yeah. Here's my thing about not accepting or not really wanting to get a ton of Xbox friend requests, because then they can ask you to join parties, and it's like, then I feel awkward because I'm like, I don't really know you guys, Yeah. And it's like, do you really want to have somebody in your game talking to your friends that you don't know? It's like, different. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's different than just being like, follow me or whatever.
Yeah, it's way different than like Twitter or like a Facebook page or something. It's just like, it's like, these are my friends that I talk to, right? It's like, hey, who's this guy? Oh, it's like, I'm not really sure who this is. He added me though.
We don't want you coming into our room.
So anyway, my short review of this game is, so far I'm thrilled.
What's your 5-star rating?
I give it 4.5 at the moment.
Damn.
It could get worse. There was a major problem in Modern Warfare 3 called lag comp, and you've heard me talk about this before.
Wait, so you didn't like that game where you played it all the time?
It was a love-hate relationship. I did a lot of yelling at the TV, which is not good for my health. And the thing with lag comp is the game had this mechanism built in where if you had a fast connection, you were penalized because of people with slow connections. They wanted to make it so that you were more even, right? Because if you had a fast connection, you could see things happen in the game more quickly than someone who didn't. So you'd be penalized. So, for instance, I would come around a corner, and because I had a fast connection, I'd start shooting a guy, and he would just run right up to me and stab me. And I would be the one that died, even though I was shooting at him the entire time, and he never got hit with a single bullet. That was lag compensation. And I'm not sure how much of a problem that's going to be in this game. I've definitely experienced it, some of it already. I don't mind a little bit. But as long as they keep it in check, because it was a rampant problem in Modern Warfare 3. I mean, like, it happened there were some days where I just quit playing because I was like, the lag comp is so bad today that I just can't even play this damn game.
Didn't Call of Duty start as a World War II game?
I think it did, yeah.
You never played that one?
Actually, that was one of the first Call of Duty games I played. It was Call of Duty World at War.
Okay.
And it was a World War... I think it was a
Two.
World War II game. Yeah, it was. And that was actually made by Treyarch.
Okay.
And it was a good game, but boy, have they put polish on this game. I mean, it's just like... And there's so much social stuff that they've built in that's so cool. Like, you can create your own little emblems out of all these different... like insignias and artwork, like simple stuff, like stars and like shapes and letters and stuff. And you can layer them on top of each other to create a square icon. And some of the things that people create are so funny. And in the previous game, that was the first time they'd let you do something like that. And now you can actually vote on it. Because like you'll always when you're joining a game, you'll always see really cool ones. You're like, oh dude, that's awesome. And now you can actually go into that guy's profile and like it.
That's cool.
So like the ones that are really good rise to the top, right?
That's cool.
Anyway,
I like that. It sounds like they've I don't know, maybe they've kind of tapped into what people really like, or they've listened to people. I don't know.
Oh, one last thing, and I'll be quick about this because I've been talking about this forever. They have totally changed a lot about this game, and I was a little leery about some of the changes they made. So like you can create classes, which are basically groups of weapons and equipment that you use when you go into a game. They totally revamped it and created this whole new system called the Pick 10 system, where you basically get to choose different elements that you want, and every element costs a point. And previously, before, a lot of it was kind of unchangeable. Like it was just kind of like you can pick a gun and a grenade, but you had to have like a pistol and all this other stuff. And now they let you pick and choose weapons that you want and not use things that you don't want. So it's a huge improvement.
I think you told me about that.
And
I think you guys talked to me about that.
I think we might have when we had Aaron on the show. And so far, absolutely loving it. So anyway, Black Ops 2.
Sponsored by User Friendly.
Sponsored by User Friendly. Sponsored by Treyarch.
All right, I have a game too.
Yeah, show me your game.
It's
where's my phone?
a lot different, but it's a good little pickup and play.
Do you want me to record this?
Yeah. Okay. So...
Hold on. Hold your horses.
Okay. Dr. Dre's beet juice is making me hoarse. Okay, so this game is called Instamatch, and this is a little fun little pick-up and play type of game. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so what it is, it's just like, remember when you were little and you'd play matching cards, like flip over the card and see which ones match? You doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to light well, but it's working.
Okay. All right. Can I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to play normal. So now what you can do is you can either tell it like a tag. So if you want to put like tag of like buildings or something, and then it could change all those to whatever. This is all fed in through your Instagram.
Oh, okay.
So this is going through Instagram's... just keep it steady.
I'm moving it back and forth. Relax.
So this is just sucking this in from Instagram, but then I can also do it through my photos, which is fun. So it loads up all my photos, or just a random assortment of my photos, and then I can hit play. Not right now.
Just letting you know that I know about that illegal thing that you did.
Oh my god.
This is a great game. Half the fun's getting it to work. So wait, I don't understand the premise of this game.
Because you weren't listening to me.
I know, I was operating the camera.
Okay, I'll show you how it works. Okay, so it's like a match game. So you go through and you click on to try to get matches. Mm-hmm. And the faster you do it, the more points you can get. And
you're making matches with photos that are from
Instagram
from
or your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not doing very good. But
you're not doing well at all.
You help? Oh. I just saw Fry over here. Oh, here we go.
I almost pressed it on my phone. I'm almost pressing the square.
Sorry.
Whoa.
So, like, if you start to get on a roll, it does those noises. Oh, there we go. Do you recognize that sound?
No.
That's Mario.
Oh, that sound, yeah. So you win. Okay. So what's the point of this? Like, why would you want to do this with your own pictures instead of?
I know, it's kind of fun. Like, you just... Oh, it does have lots of ads, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. Like, I was in line the other day, and I was just trying to beat my high score. Like, it's just kind of a quick, like, score type of game, you know? Like, how fast can I get this? And how fast can I remember, like, all this stuff? I'm not very good at it, because I don't really have a good...
Plus, you're talking, and...
Yeah.
Probably helps to concentrate.
But, I actually have a lot of fun playing this. Like, I don't like games where I have to, like, really, like, sit there and, like, play it for real, you know? Like, I like games that I just, like...
Or just, like, really quick.
Yeah.
And mindless.
I'm not doing very good. But anyway, you get the idea. And that's pretty much it. Well, actually, let me show you one more thing. So, like I was saying, you can go in and do tags. Mm-hmm. So if I wanted to do, like, a different tag, let's just do the ones that are preset. So there's just animals. And these are all Instagram photos with the tag of animal. God, why can't I press play?
There we go.
Oh my god, can I stop getting notifications, please?
Stop being so popular.
Okay, well, I think you get the idea.
I got the idea. Insta match.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I guess it'd be fun to play a matching game with photos. I guess it's just from Instagram though. It'd be fun. It'd be cool for kids.
I don't know. I like it.
Especially if you could do like animals and stuff.
If you did like an iPad and you give it to kids, I think that would be cool.
Remember that time we were on a plane and we were gonna crash and you made me play Family Feud?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know why that just popped into my head. We're on a plane that's literally about to crash and I'm like shaking and freaked in my chair. Roberto was like, "Here, let's play this game." And I'm like, "I don't want to do this. This is not the last thing I want to do before I die." Well, and then I later learned that you were trying to make me play it because you were trying to not be freaked out about plane crashing.
What would you want to rather focus on? Just something random or like
squeezing the handrails on my chair?
That's what you'd rather be
doing? It's sitting there with my beaker face.
That's always my thing is like whenever somebody's sick or like bummed out, I'm just like, let's do this. Let's watch YouTube stupid videos, you know? Like, or let's play a dumb game on my phone. Rather than being like, let's talk about how you feel like shit, you know, like because that gets old.
So when your plane's crashing, you're like, nose diving. Roberto's gonna be like, here, it's your turn. I'll be like, get out of my face.
I want to focus on dying.
I mean, I really want to focus on dying at this moment. You didn't see Flight with Denzel Washington, did you?
No, because you asked me to.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know if you saw it since then.
No.
Okay, well that's it. That's all we got.
Cool.
So, hey, you know, I was wondering the other day, maybe you can answer this question for me. When you leave my house, I don't know where I can keep in touch with you. Mm-hmm. So what would be a good way to do that?
Telephone.
Okay, well, besides that, because I don't want to actually talk to you. What if I just wanted to read little
things that I'm thinking
short
about?
Sentences that you've made about different topics?
I got this cool app.net now.
Yeah, how much does that cost?
$50 a month.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you don't want to buy that and pay for that,
you could use the free version of app.net.
Yeah, and you can follow me on Twitter. It's just at Roberto, RobertoHoyos.
Yeah.
And my Throwboy's Twitter is just at Throwboy. What about you?
Well, if you're interested in conversing with me, you can find me on Twitter, and I do respond there. You know, as many of you know, I respond to almost everybody.
It's not too good for you yet.
I am not too good for anyone. I'd say actually, here's you guys on a level of coolness. Yeah. I'm like right here, right below you. So when you tweet me, I get excited because I'm like, whoa, cool people tweeting me, like it.
And you can follow or you can subscribe to User Friendly on iTunes. It's just look for User Friendly.
Yeah.
And we have all our shows at userfriendlyshow.com, YouTube as well.
YouTube.com/userfriendlyshow.
Thank you.
And I'm at Erfon on Twitter, ERFON.
Sorry.
No problem. And if you're interested in Mite Tees, the little indie clothing company that I own, you can find us at mitetees.com and also at Mite Tees, MIGHTTEES.
And throwboy.com. Holidays are coming up. Both of us make cool gifts.
Apple shirts. Do you need an Apple shirt? People love Apple shirts for Christmas time. Mm-hmm. Actually, strangely, they do. That's when our orders go like through the roof. So anyway, cool. That's it.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching.
We will see you
episode 43. We will see you guys
next time.